coffee was scalding. I registered it, since I never allowed myself to be distracted. She asked with a light tone, almost playful, "Why have you been so distant with me lately?" I didn't lift my gaze, my eyes fixed on the page before me. The words were irrelevant. The sentences could disintegrate into dust and I wouldn't notice. "I'm rehearsing," I said evenly, "for when you're gone." Her fingers locked around the mug. The coffee quivered, droplets lifting, bending through the air before striking the table. She stared at me. Confusion. Fear. Something unnamed flickered across her face. Why? I didn't react. The quiet stretched on. I allowed it to. I wanted her to feel the gravity of every syllable, every intention. She leaned back, searching my eyes for warmth. There was none. I shut the book. Not because I'd finished it, but because she needed to see what was reflected back at her. A steady, emotionless mirror. It began subtly. Messages sent late at night. The faint trace of another woman's perfume clinging to her clothes. The phone gripped too tightly. Her soft laughter at something I wasn't meant to see. I tried disbelief first. A thin thread of hope. Maybe it was harmless. But patterns never lie. The weekend she claimed overtime while he appeared at the door, pretending his car needed help. The friend she invited to dinner. The spare towels. The familiar cologne lingering in the linen closet. I documented everything. I never accused. I never asked. I observed. I waited. I learned how to exist unseen. I checked her phone when she left it unlocked. Not the messages, they were empty of anything concrete, but the timestamps, call lengths, frequency, small inconsistencies that didn't fit. I watched her movements, the way her head tilted when he spoke, the smile she reserved only for him. I gathered fragments. Receipts, app check-ins, unexplained absences that never aligned with her stories. Day by day, I constructed a map, not of what she did, but of what she intended. Calmly, precisely. I didn't confront her. Not then. The evidence came quietly. A printed itinerary, hotel reservations, photographs taken by someone unaware I would ever see them. Her work trips were exposed. I held the papers while she poured coffee the following morning. Sunlight caught the edges like steel. I slid them across the table. She froze. The cup shook again. Drip, drip. "Do you recognize this?" I asked gently. Her voice shrank. I can explain. "I don't need explanations," I said. "I already understand." Her mouth tightened, eyes wide. Nothing she could say would close the distance between her version of the truth and my quiet clarity. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't move. I simply watched her come apart. I gave her room to fall, knowing her guilt would be enough. "I'm not angry," I told her later. "Not anymore." She looked panicked. "What do you want?" "Nothing," I said. "Only that you understand." She stepped away from the table. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't slam doors. Every movement I made was measured, restrained, intentional. By nightfall, she packed her things. She didn't argue. She didn't plead. She didn't even look back. I stayed where I'd always been. Calm, composed, removed. Now the apartment smells of coffee. Not hers, not his, just coffee. The books sit where they belong. Light passes cleanly through the blinds. No extra gifts clutter the rooms. No murmured excuses linger on the walls. I brew my own coffee each morning now. I drink it slowly. Sometimes I think about the cup she dropped. The slight tremor that revealed her. How silence can strike harder than any shout. I don't revisit the conversations. I don't need to. The evidence, the unraveling, the leaving. They reside in the quiet edges of memory. I'm free of the illusions she wove. And I learned that sometimes the coldest gaze sees with the sharpest clarity. I sip my coffee and allow the past to settle where it belongs. Not with me, never with me,